Hello, Vesna. Hello, Igor.
Hello.
Good to see you in this beautiful morning. It's November, but the morning in Poland is beautiful. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude to both of you that you accepted my invitation to my fourth international conference for energy and information medicine in Poznań. Already on this Saturday, you will be sharing the stage with speakers from all around the world in the Elon Hotel. And I'm very, very happy to experience that because I remember me and Vesna talking about my venue already years ago. I remember both of us sitting in Bad Zoden. I don't know if you remember in the restaurant 2022 it was, I think.
Yes, I
Mm,
remember.
mm,
And I told you that I resonate so much with all of that, what you do and what you are, that my dream of my heart is to have you on my stage. So I'm really
mm.
very happy that the moment appeared, that we created this moment actually in our reality. Uh, I remember also when I saw Igor for the first time on the stage, it was, I think, my first water conference, and I was very amazed by everything what appeared on the stage. It was, I think, 2018 in Bulgaria. Is it possible?
Mm.
Yes, in
Yeah,
Sofia.
Yeah,
Mm,
in
in Sofia,
Sofia.
yeah. Mm.
yes.
It was 2018, 2019, by Bad Zoden 2022. And now we have we met also 2024 in Lisbon.
Yes.
Hmm.
A
Yeah.
year
Mhm.
ago.
Yes, 1 year ago when I shared the stage with Igor and the lecture you gave over there, it was like really a strong glimpse for me that this time really I would like to create this possibility to have you on my stage. So you
Thank
both
you for your warm introduction.
Yeah. Thank you.
yes, and you both work in the Institute for Bioelectromagnetics and New Biology. My question is if we pronounce it Bion or Bion?
In our language, it is beyond, but I would say that in Polish, it would be beyond, perhaps
Mhm.
too.
In Polish is Bion.
But in English, we just call it Bion Institute. It's like the Bion this was an entity.
Mhm.
It was named by Reich, Wilhelm Reich, for some primordial creatures from
Hmm.
which life should spring constantly. So something, let's say, like primordial entities or particles of life.
Mhm.
And this was perhaps one of the bases for this name.
Okay, because I was thinking, and thank you for actually answering my question before I asked. If it's only maybe you downloaded from the field, actually, my intention, because I was actually asking myself a question if it's a just a short version of bioelectromagnetics, etc., or if there is a different additional information below. So thank you for
Yeah.
explaining me
Mm,
that.
mm.
You work in the Bion Institute, which is a private institute
Yes.
founded in Ljubljana, the capital of Slovenia,
Mhm.
already 1990. So it's 35 years ago. Uh, my question is, what are the main goals of the Bion Institute? So, what kind of research you both concentrate on?
Yeah. So yes, we started in 1990, and our first intention was to uh, to go deeper, to investigate the so-called electromagnetic aspect of life. This is the research in the scientific discipline of bioelectromagnetics that integrates electromagnetic fields with life. Um, this is something that partially enters the academic established biology or physiology, but only very partially and cautiously, because the mainstream science speaks about biochemical basis of life, not electromagnetic basis of life. So biochemistry is something that is inbuilt in the paradigm of treating organisms, of treating life. And even now, 35 later, there is no clear clear guide how to come from molecules
Mm.
with their cycles, from this very, very complicated biochemistry to electromagnetic phenomena, how this would couple in some, higher organized um, integration. But if I come back, so there was the vision that behind biochemistry, behind physiology, there are electromagnetic fields that are important to understand and explain life, and that perhaps this is the level at which organisms are wholes, um, whole entities, not particularized or fragmented into, these tiny local biochemical interactions. And so we follow this vision. And if we are with bioelectromagnetics, there are two, let's say, disciplines or outlooks in this science. One is the exploration of electromagnetic nature of organisms. It means that one tries to understand um, if organisms and how organisms are also electromagnetic entities. Do they possess, let's say, electric fields or electromagnetic fields or fields that are oscillating and so on? This is one part. The other part is to understand how we can actually influence living processes, physiology of organisms, by subjecting them to external electromagnetic fields. So, how organisms react to outer electromagnetic fields, and we know that we have two different possibilities here. One is that these fields are bad for our health,
Mhm.
endangering it, like microwaves, G5, it is known, and
Mhm.
so on. Or on the other hand, we have many applications, many devices in PEMF, for instance, that can heal organisms, not only human organisms, also animals and even plants and so on. So these are these were the main points that interested us when we um, uh, founded this Bion Institute. So we try to investigate this when we were with the endogenous fields of the organisms, our work, mainly my work, was quite, let's say, theoretical. We studied and thought about possibilities of our organisms or cellular substances, subcellular structures, how they would become electromagnetically active. And so we stumbled on Fröhlich theory of coherent oscillating dipolar macromolecules and his theory of coherent oscillations, coherent electromagnetic field that would not only be in the only cover the cell, but also intercellular space, and that can integrate consequently the whole organism into one whole. And for instance, it is interesting his theory that the cancer stems from some cells that escape this coherent oscillatory mode of the organism so that they form their own field and then they escape this. So, let's say, morphogenetic field that brings order, higher order into our organisms. So this was one part, theoretical part, and another part, we also worked on stimulation, magnetic stimulation of, let's say, growth of plants or germination and so on. And even in the previous century, we published articles on this research in various journals devoted to electromagnetic fields and organisms. So this was one part, electromagnetics, bioelectromagnetics. We started with this, and then we also, on this path, we stumbled on water, on something which is very interesting here, and that we can, for instance, impress water with magnetic fields or electromagnetic fields, and we can drink such water or do whatever else with it. And it is changed, though it is not yet clear from the conventional science how this is possible. On this path, mm, we found research that tackles the possibility of impressing water with, let's say, molecular information of various substances that can then again provoke some physiological reactions in organisms, though no substance as such was in this water that was drank. And for us, there was some subtle connection between electromagnetic fields and bioelectromagnetics and water and subtle impressions of various substances or electromagnetic fields, or even the fields, bioelectromagnetic fields of an organism in water. So, and still, even now, we are working on these two lines, let's say, to see how various sources of electromagnetic fields, magnetic fields, or even more subtle field that we call biofield or subtle field, which is not yet recognized with conventional science, how they influence living processes, let's say human physiology mostly. So we have also some programs for testing, some protocols for such tests. On the other hand, we delved deeply into the research of the biofield via special solutions, and I think that we will speak about this in your future questions. So,
Mm.
just to say that we are doing a lot of research that combines water, its capacities to be impressed, to hold these imprints for longer time, and mm, its capability and the capability of certain devices to disentangle these imprints into measurements that which can then be analytically presented, and analyzed even by statistical methods and so on. So this would be a short answer to your question.
Mm. Thank you very much. I actually didn't expect a shorter one because
Mhm.
I know what you are doing in your institute. And actually, my second question is also about your institute, but I would like to ask Vesna about it because that what you do is applied research in the field of bioelectromagnetics, and this study of interaction between electromagnetic fields and organisms, it's something what we really need today, desperately need today, uh, as a proof actually that human beings are much more than just physical structure or a machine with biochemical properties. I don't know if you read books of Professor Sedlak. I call him Polish Tesla. Actually, he understood already 80 years ago in 1960s, 1970s that human beings are bioelectro-informational creatures. And why I would like to ask Vesna about this bioelectromagnetics is because you actually incorporate both the science and also a very subtle things like you are very deep in meditation. Uh, I would say that spirituality is a very important part of your existence. So, why you think the research of bioelectromagnetics is so important from your perspective, Vesna?
Thank you for your question. I think Igor is much more deep into bioelectromagnetics in comparison with me.
Mm-hmm.
But let me try to answer it from my point of view. Bioelectromagnetic layer of our life is one of a deeper layer, and is kind of connection, kind of bridge between anatomy, structure, corporeality, and physiology, and then deeper biochemistry. Um, and then beneath is electrical excitability and endogenous electromagnetic fields in the organisms. And then it's something more subtle, but still material. Um, and we call it a biofield.
Mhm.
Energy, matter. Some researchers perceived it as non-material, but from our point of view, from my point of view as well, this is a matter, a special kind of matter with its particles, with its characteristics, um, and at the same time, mm, bioelectromagnetic, like bridge between what we know about nature, matter, life today,
Mhm.
and between a subtle, from academic, scientific standpoint, an illusion, subtle field, ether or orgone or odd, we call it biofield, and biofield like a bridge between deeper or more subtle layers of man, other organisms, and nature and life itself. From my
Mhm.
let's call it a spiritual point of view, subtle field we can perceive as a special bridge deeper into nature of life. My answer is not so
No, your answer is
long, but I hope short enough.
my answer. I will ask
yeah,
you,
okay.
Igor, in a while to add something, but uh, I like this intro of you, Vesna, because we have to remember that the viewers of our interview will be both scientists and also people who mm, are deep into the multidimensional perspective, but not from the field of science, but from the perceiving of life itself, like they are very spiritual or they work with, like practitioners, they work with certain devices from the field of energy medicine. So uh, I need both perspectives. So our viewers will have, you are a perfect combination actually, Vesna and Igor, for a speech, for an interview, because we need also um, a language which is easy to comprehend for people who are not working in a lab. So thank you for your explanation, and still it was very scientific. Yes, it was very scientific. Igor, what would you add to my question? Why the research of bioelectromagnetics is so important nowadays?
The research of bioelectromagnetics is challenging and provoking.
Mhm.
This established a very mechanistic and reductionistic paradigm of life, of health, of organisms. And I think that through following um, bioelectromagnetics, and especially by investigating more how electric fields can direct ontogeny. This is the development from fertilized egg until the old organisms, I mean, grown organism, that we will see that electric fields This is the ongoing research at certain universities, especially in United States of America today. Um, it is known that electric field is behind and can have the even more important role than some hormones or some other signal molecules, or that it is actually directing them. Um, so, uh, what I want to say through this larger, more extended study involving or comprising bioelectromagnetics, um, we will know that electromagnetic fields, magnetic and also electric, can influence life and health. And if there is some scientific incentive into at least some of the researchers, not only professional ambition, but
Mm,
really this scientific uh, mind,
mm,
then sooner or later they will come to this understanding how electromagnetic fields work on biochemistry, how these two levels um, are connected, and but this can be achieved only by investigating bioelectromagnetic aspect of life. So bioelectromagnetics is essential here. And it is interesting that even ancient Egyptians and Indians and ancient Greeks and Romans knew the healing properties of static magnets,
mm,
that even contemporary science, that is so proud of its achievements, doesn't understand. So, in this level, we haven't moved yet since ancient Egypt until now. So I think that this whole of our knowledge, this emptiness, yeah, of light here is challenging for anybody. And again, this can be new only by research in bioelectromagnetics, not
mm,
otherwise.
mm. Thank you. Thank you. We are definitely on the same page, Igor. As you know, I work with both information field and I specialized also in the microcurrent treatment. So, do you think that such extraordinary research like yours will be able to support the paradigm shift in the society? Because we know, three of us, that human beings are multidimensional creatures, and we know that we live in multidimensional world reality. But actually, still, even though you are talking about Egypt, even though that thousands years ago, people were already aware of this multidimensionality, still today, 2025, the mainstream is playing blind, as if
Mhm.
it wouldn't
With
see
blinds, huh?
the other
Yeah.
layers.
Mm.
So you think that researchers like you together will be able to create such a field, such an impact that the paradigm shift, uh, yeah, will appear. I hope sooner than later.
Yes, I'm sure. I mean, this is our vision and our sincere hope
Hmm.
that sooner or later this will be done, this breakthrough, just from such research. Um, and this research goes in many places in the world today, um, and it has been here with us since, let's say, Reichenbach in the middle of uh, 19th
19.
century. Yeah, okay. Then there were other researchers also. So what we do is just a continuation of certain work of, let's say, giants, pioneers of this biofield science, not only bioelectromagnetics. I would differentiate these two, even if they are connected. And if we just, I will come later to this answer, but just to have a thought about your microcurrent and information field. I would say that this covers what Vesna spoke about before, that there is a, let's say, electric field or electromagnetic field that is an interface to biochemistry, more um, concrete, very, it tackles, it's here, you feel it. And then there is more subtle informational field or something that brings information, but it's not yet felt like electric currents. So, and this too, in our understanding of life, of these various fields, of hierarchy of the fields, they are connected, perhaps they are next to each other. And they saw that the biofield would cover, let's say, what you say, information field, which is a hypothesis, an assumption, and a model, yeah, and that it can express itself also at the level of very, very tiny electric currents, and by, let's say, micro current treatment, you can do something
Trigger.
interesting here, something that is reminds me on homeopathy. So you challenge the cells and the biofield of the cells to say, "Look, I'm here. Let's wake up." So that it provokes a self-healing, actually more perhaps than only direct healing. It's just a hypothesis. But to come back to this paradigm shift, so yes, not only our research, but also the practice, for instance, from you and others who work in this field of informational medicine or bioelectromagnetic medicine, um, is accumulating slowly, and I think that it we still need higher, more stronger momentum to do this breakthrough, but we are connected in an international network of scientists, of teams who work diligently on this, um, investigating uh, the nature of the biofield and in connection with water too. And when there is enough of this research, but what is perhaps equally important, and I would stress this, with also at least some theoretical model that stems from speculative but still established physics, we can do this breakthrough not only by accumulating research. This is also our experience. You can have a lot of such research. For instance, in homeopathy, in the transfer of electromagnetic information, subtle information, whatever, from one source to water or from one organism to other organisms, there are plenty of published high quality articles in various even established journals, scientific journals in the world, but nothing really happens. I mean, this established science has a very, very stable momentum, inertia. It goes on and it ignores such
Research.
research in
Yeah.
investigations, findings, because we don't have explanations for that. And so, by this research, it is not only that we accumulate new knowledge, it doesn't suffice. We should also know and develop the models that can be tested, perhaps even some formulas, at least at the level of 18th century electromagnetic theory, that this was made by Ampere, Volta,
Mhm.
Joule, and so on. So we should have some understanding about the causes, mechanisms, and of course then consequences, and not only say, well, this is good for health, or look, by these currents I achieved what I wanted. I have a very good evidence for healing with such and such fields. It's okay. But this mainstream science would ignore that because it doesn't even want to understand this. This is interesting. It has its blinds,
Mhm.
blinders, and so we must research also to find some theoretical models, deeper understanding to be capable of make predictions. This is a scientific way, and say with such and such fields or under such and such conditions, this will happen, and then we can do this and prove that, and by this, perhaps the science will be awakened.
Mhm. Thank you. I think mm, I experience that what you say, but in practice, uh, in my everyday life with my clients and patients, because when they see that I can repeat the effect, they understand, they are able to comprehend that it's not just like the mainstream science used to say, oh, I think it was a placebo effect. When I repeat it and repeat it and repeat it, and let's say when I have the inflammation in the spinal cord and I can really minimalize the pain each time, and each time the client is coming with less pain, and at the end, fibromyalgia is gone, and there is a second client, and third, and tenth, etc. So we have a proof that we can repeat it, and repeat it, and the people can experience it. So the experience, I think, is very crucial because it's not only something that is on paper. They feel it, they perceive it, and I mean now not among scientists, but the paradigm shift among people. I personally can perceive it each year. Uh, Actually, clients who are coming to my practice, they amazed me with their knowledge already, with their perception. 10 years ago, when I started to work with information field and microcurrent treatment, I had 95% women and 5% men. Now it's, I would say, 65% of women and 35% of men. So in Poland, is really changing. I also live in Spain a little bit, so over there I can observe this paradigm shift too. But I would like to ask you, Vesna, what actually do you understand under paradigm shift? What should change? That you
Everything.
would say, well, now I live in a world, I live on a planet which made it, and we have already the paradigm shift. What is
Mm,
most important in this shift for the humanity?
mm.
Let's say it in this way.
Experience is very important. Um, and at the same time, experience is already with us. Biofield,
Mhm.
this is one of the term, we perceive it as a good one for explanation of a vast body of phenomena which cannot be explained by contemporary established science, not yet. Biofield is deeply rooted in human experience. But at the same time, um, our education, our technology, our way of life,
Mm.
um, all this is different. So, for example, healing touch, bioenergy, people do need such help, and they are coming again and again. But why from the perspective of not only 1 year, but from 5 years, from 10 years, um, why a majority of them um, do not become healthier? Because we don't. I will use this we, not
Yeah,
they.
yeah.
We, as a civilization, don't understand how to live more healthy, in a more healthy way. Um, it means to drink different water, what to eat, how to live. What about the air? Uh, uh, this is the quality of the air. It is not only about our using or not using gas or
Mhm.
coal and so on,
Yes.
but it depends on our political um, what is the word choices.
Yes.
So scientific knowledge is very important. What we know scientifically, this knowledge comes into education systems. This knowledge is um, crucial for our technologies, for energetic system,
Mhm.
and so on and so. How we build our cities, how we build our roads, what we perceive as healthy way of life, and more what we understand, how we understand questions, mysteries about life and death, and
Mm.
about spirituality. So we can have experience and more experience and more experiences. But until our science mm, does not include
Mhm.
and
Yes.
respect
Yes.
our experiences and investigate it,
Mhm.
uh, we cannot have a paradigm shift.
Mhm.
And it is a hard task, but a beauty, a deep beauty is in our time. We are challenged to bridge experience and scientific understanding. And this is, in my opinion, the main task of our civilization, not only to romantically maybe look back into the past. Oh, we knew, oh, we lived in such and such a way. But in our time, with our mind that is more experienced and more sophisticated in comparison, I don't know, thousands and thousands years ago, to build a different, a new civilization, but again, based on a more open-minded, more ethical science, in my opinion. Science that doesn't want to be open to phenomena which are they, which are here, but only goes on in already known direction, which we know is materialistic reductionism.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, Such a science, in my opinion, is not a good science.
Mhm. Yes.
Okay, paradigm shift. I think it is possible,
Mhm.
and I think it is possible in this life for us. But I am an optimistic. Um,
Hmm. Yes, Vesna, I think we three of us are optimistic, and that's why we do what we do. My intention also 6 years ago when I created the Polish Association for Energy and Information Medicine was exactly this. I strongly believed 2019 that this paradigm shift is possible while I will be alive. And even though I wanted just to create a space where scientists, doctors, practitioners from all over the world will come and will share, as we will do on Saturday. You will be having a lecture with a wonderful title, The Nature and Significance of the Biofield in the Context of Measurements and Scientific Research. I am very happy that the title looks exactly like it looks. Why? Because in the audience, we will be having practitioners who are working with energy medicine, information medicine. So for them, hearing from the stage about significance of biofield and seeing measurements, yes, and scientific research is something really wonderful to bring to get from you and give and spread among their patients, clients. We have been talking today about biofield. You have been talking today about biofield, but I would like you to just give me a most simple definition, what you have. What is actually biofield? How would you describe biofield? Because there are many definitions of energetical field, information field, biofield, and people who are not like we in inside of energetical informational perspective are a little bit sometimes confused. So what is the definition of a biofield?
Um, well, this definition is not yet here. I mean, the definition should be done if it were scientific, should be done by, some scientific body, it should be a consensus or at least a majority vote from
Mhm.
scientists who work in a certain field. So the field of or area, scientific area of biofield research is not yet here. No integrating body or, something like an association for biofield research that I would know or Vesna would know. There are researchers who do the research in this biofield matter, but one of really bad things for this discipline, for the biofield research, is this that the paradigm is still, this established materialistic reductionistic, according to which even electromagnetic fields are suspiciously, seen
Mhm.
as perhaps it's just something like a quasi influence. Perhaps it's nothing,
Mhm.
because they don't understand even how static magnetic field would uh, influence our health. And they are slowly try to understand how electromagnetic fields, so with some so-called AC fields, yeah, alternative or oscillating fields, could influence, our health by some resonance effects. And so there are theories here, but they are not acknowledged by the mainstream science. So this, I should have the established facts in our scientific society or larger society that does not support the investigation of the biofield has its consequences on the definition of the biofield. However, there are models, there are concepts, but very different names. Maybe some of the researchers use the same word for different things
Mhm.
and vice versa. One of the names that also hovers here is, for instance, subtle field or information field,
Mhm.
you know, not only biofield or bioenergy, if you wish, um, or but mainly there are researchers, let's say now about the researchers who do the research connected with the biofield. I would say there are two streams of them. One identifies the biofield mostly with electromagnetic fields, which is okay to certain measure, but when you see that you can influence, let's say one organism by another organism, even via the Faraday cage, which doesn't
Mhm.
support the transmission of electromagnetic waves, then you know that the electromagnetic field can be a component or can be provoked by the biofield, but it is not itself the biofield, which we try to understand, which we try to investigate. Um, okay, so this is one camp, let's say, yeah. This is electromagnetic field because it is the most, how to say, convenient. If you say this is electromagnetic field, you are still attached to the established physics, established science. You can still speak in these terms, perhaps you know Fritz Albert Pop's idea of
Mhm.
photon field in German. So this is something that can be understood by physics, yeah, optics, by quantum field theory, electromagnetic quantum field theory, if you wish. So this is one thing. And in this camp, uh, um, I would count also the theoretical group of quantum electrodynamics that mm, tries to explain water in terms of coherent domains, that water has in itself, ordinary water, certain ordered clusters, if you wish, very dynamic, in which these molecular states are in synchrony with each other, that are actually electronic states that oscillate in synchrony with each other, and that there is a special, very high order in such domains,
Mhm.
and the proportion of these domains should be around 30 to 40% at our temperature, normal temperatures, in even in distilled water, so that again they would see the so-called biofield in terms of this coherent water domains that can then couple one to other in higher level, hierarchical higher level of coherence and so on. So they actually built a theory of such hierarchy of coherence, of starting from this smallest coherent domains in water in organisms, also attached to surfaces within cells, and among cells, and then to cover all the organisms. But we are still here in, let's say, electromagnetics, yeah?
Mhm.
So we can have photon field or this special coherent electromagnetic field that was researched also by Herbert Fröhlich. On
Yes.
the other side, we have, let's say, a little more bolder scientists who um, argue that the biofield is a still unknown field. So the field that we actually don't know what does it mean. And
Mhm.
here there are also certain theoreticians who would like to connect the biofield to some contemporary dark matter models. Think you know that
Mhm.
dark matter, one of very great enigma of modern cosmology and physics. We know that something like dark matter exists. The name dark matter is not quite appropriate. It's actually invisible matter, something that should not interact with our matter. And according to the models in physics, now, why this is not yet established,
Mhm.
I mean, the biofield as a dark matter. This is still on the very border of our possible understanding,
Mhm.
because ordinary models of dark matter uh, say that dark matter is not interacting with our matter, so-called standard model matter, like electrons, protons, photons, and so on, or so weakly that almost nothing, is this interaction is actually non-existent, only by gravitation. So this matter is attracted to our matter by gravitational fields, but not by electromagnetic fields. So that um, if we put this apart, gravitation, there is no interaction. So this cannot be a biofield because we know that the biofield should have a very special, if not essential, role in our
Mhm.
life and health. So it should, in a way, infuse our physical body, so interact with it, interact with our processes, inform these processes, and work like a morphogenetic field. This means that it interacts
Mhm.
very intensively
Mhm.
with our living processes.
Mhm.
So, and we have no ordinary established dark matter model that would cover this concept, of actually intensively reactive biofield. But there are certain theories of, let's say, microcharge or millicharge dark matter that can to some measure match this. So in this direction, we can think, and this would mean first that the biofield is an entity that can be measured. It is a physical entity. However, and it pertains to this, let's say, dark sector
Mhm.
of physics. This is called dark sector. It is an official physics.
Mhm.
So covers
Mhm.
dark matter, certain remote models of dark matter, if you wish,
Mhm.
and that is interacting by in a subtle way with electromagnetic fields, with ions, with dipolar molecules in our body. So, and with water, of course, which is built with dipolar, from dipolar molecules. Water molecules
Mhm.
are dipolar. And so, and I think that if you ask us at the Bauer Institute, we are for this second
Yeah.
actually model, so that the biofield is not equal to electromagnetic field.
Mhm.
It is something that is also matter, not only a field, but maybe in modern physics, in the so-called standard model, all particles, all what we call matter, like electrons, protons, and so on, are actually fields, are only seen as
Yes.
an excitations of
Mhm.
stable excitations of some basic fields, are electronic fields, electromagnetic fields, gluon fields, and so on. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, in this sense, we think that it is about a special field which, in some subtle way, interacts with our fields and with water, and that we can measure the effects of this field via special methods that we developed at
Mhm.
our institute and protocolize these methods, and we are doing this research with positive outcome,
Mhm.
and this will be presented at the conference in
Wonderful.
Poznań.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Igor, for this very detailed explanation. At the end, I would only like to share the website where the tickets for our venue can be bought, because I know also that Vesna has another meeting, and we already expanded the time frame. So very fast, this is the fourth International Conference for Energy and Information Medicine in Poland. The website you can see above, evenea.pl. And when you scroll down, you have the description also in English and the program also in English. And to buy a ticket, you should just go on Kup Bilety and buy the ticket to our venue. Uh, thank you very much for being with me today, Vesna and Igor, for this extraordinary and inspiring conversation. I think today evening I will just go through our conversation again with a cup of tea, just to uh, comprehend it on each level of this conversation. We will see each other on Saturday. I can't wait to share the stage with you, and what I can wish is the safe, uh, nice trip to Poznań.
Thank you.
Thank
Maybe
you.
through snowing.
Maybe through
Well,
snowing.
yeah.
Yesterday we had a little rain
Hmm.
with snow, so maybe. Thank you once again for this
Yeah. You're
inspiring time with
welcome.
you.
Hmm.
Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
inviting us.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay. So
Bye.
bye bye.
See you.
Bye
See you
bye.
soon.
See
Bye.
you. See you.